Hey everyone, hello. So today, we're stepping into one of the most misunderstood and controversial subjects in human history, the occult. And more specifically, why it has inspired fear, rejection, and control across centuries. We're going to explore three key ideas: the occult as an exploration of consciousness and reality, why it often rejects centralized spiritual authority, and how fear based narratives may have been used to discourage people from discovering their own inner potential. This episode isn't about demons, horror movies, or superstition. It's about power, perception, and who gets to decide how humans understand reality. The word occult comes from the Latin occultus, meaning hidden or concealed. Not evil, not dark by default, simply hidden knowledge. Historically, the occult refers to systems of thought that explore consciousness, symbolism, subtle forces of nature, and the relationship between mind, spirit, and matter. Alchemy, Hermeticism, astrology, sacred geometry, Kabbalah, and ceremonial magic were once considered legitimate philosophies and proto-sciences, not fringe beliefs. In fact, many early scientists, like Isaac Newton, were deeply involved in occult study. So, why did these traditions become demonized? One of the most controversial ideas in occult philosophy is this: consciousness plays an active role in shaping reality. In occult systems, reality isn't seen as purely mechanical or random. Instead, it is viewed as layered: physical, psychological, symbolic, and spiritual. The famous Hermetic principle, as above, so below, suggests that inner states and outer circumstances reflect one another. And this doesn't mean think happy thoughts and get rich overnight. It means belief shapes perception, perception shapes behavior, and behavior shapes outcomes. Modern psychology quietly supports this idea through the placebo effect, cognitive behavioral therapy, and neuroplasticity, as well as the observer effect in physics, often misunderstood but still relevant philosophically. Occult traditions simply took this further, asking, what if consciousness is not just reacting to reality, but participating in it? And this idea alone has been enough to make institutions uncomfortable for centuries. One of the most threatening aspects of occult traditions is their rejection of centralized spiritual authority. In occult systems, direct experience matters more than belief. Personal revelation matters more than doctrine. Inner transformation matters more than obedience. There is no priest required, no external savior, no exclusive gatekeeper to truth. Instead, the individual is encouraged to observe, experiment, and reflect, and to verify truth through lived experience. Historically, this clashed violently with organized religion, which relied on hierarchies, moral monopolies, fear of divine punishment, and control over spiritual narratives. If people believe they can access truth directly, institutions lose power. This is why mystics, alchemists, and esoteric thinkers were often labeled heretics, sorcerers, and devil worshippers, not necessarily because they were evil, but because they were uncontrollable. Fear has always been one of the most effective tools for shaping behavior. When people fear knowledge, they avoid it. When people fear themselves, they surrender authority. And over time, the occult became associated with demons, madness, moral corruption, and eternal damnation. Yet, most authentic occult traditions emphasize discipline, ethics, self-awareness, and responsibility for one's actions. The irony is that the occult often demands more personal accountability than conventional religion. There is no one to blame, no external devil to scapegoat. Your inner world becomes your responsibility. Some interpretations suggest that fear surrounding the occult was deliberately cultivated to keep them from questioning authority, exploring altered states of consciousness, and developing psychological independence, or realizing how much influence belief systems have over their lives. Whether intentional or cultural, over time the result is the same. Self-exploration becomes dangerous. Modern scholars increasingly view the occult not as literal spellcasting, but as symbolic psychology. Rituals became methods for focusing intention, tools for subconscious reprogramming, structured ways to confront fear, desire, and shadow aspects of the self. Carl Jung famously explored alchemy as a symbolic map of psychological transformation. In this sense, magic isn't about controlling others, it's about integrating the self. The real danger, according to occult teaching, isn't demons, it's unconsciousness. The occult challenges comforting illusions, that authority always knows best, that morality is simple, that reality is only physical, and that humans are powerless. It asks uncomfortable questions. What are you beneath your conditioning? What do you believe and why? How much of your life is shaped by unconscious patterns? And these are not easy questions, and they don't offer simple answers, which is exactly why sensational myths persist. In reality, the occult is not a single thing, it is a vast, diverse field of inquiry. For some, it is spiritual. For others, psychological. For others, symbolic, philosophical, or artistic. At its core, the occult is concerned with the hidden dimensions of life, the inner architecture of consciousness, and humanity's relationship with meaning itself. It is not inherently evil. It is not inherently safe. Like any powerful tool, it reflects the intentions of the one who uses it. Perhaps the greatest fear surrounding the occult isn't what it reveals, but what it reminds us. That reality may be more flexible than we thought, and that responsibility comes with that realization. So, if this episode resonated with you, Consider reflecting, not on whether you believe in the occult, but on how much of your life is shaped by unseen assumptions. And ask yourself, what might change if you explored them consciously? Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and don't be afraid to look beneath the surface. All right, everyone, take care. Peace.